What you doing, zombies? I'm DAC, and I'm going to talk about World Beyond, Season 1, Episode 3, The Tyger and the Lamb. Now, this was my favorite episode so far, of the first 3 at least, mainly because they finally have like an actual immediate goal, a task they need to complete, that'll actually get them doing something, and have some real development for them. Saying that, this is a very Silas heavy episode, showing back to his past. Seems like a more recent past, maybe pre-apocalypse. It's not quite clear how far ago they go back on his flashbacks, because he looks pretty much exactly the same. I'm not sure. But what they're trying to do in this episode is escape the blaze of Gory. And to do this, Hope decides she's going to go off on her own, try to turn on the siren. There's like, they try to do some emotional moments about what they plan on doing compared to what she's doing. It's not like she's really sacrificing herself. It's supposed to be kind of like a big moment. It's not really, but she's off to do that on her own while everyone else is kind of just waiting, and that's it. So most of it is Silas flashbacks, but not even anything really coherent. We kind of see him just with like bloody knuckles, him kind of being an ambulance. We see him punching someone. We can make a bunch of guesses, and it's kind of obvious who it is. Probably like a dad or some kind of relative that probably did something bad to him. He retaliated. He probably just snapped and then took it out back on them. That got him sent to Omaha, or from Omaha to the community. But like I said, it's not sure exactly how old he was. This might have been a recent thing, and that's why he got sent to the college. Maybe this was when he was younger, and he just for some reason looks exactly the same. It's hard to tell exactly, and they don't exactly say exactly what happens. So it's still kind of a mystery. Maybe that will play in more later. We'll see. But a lot of this is Silas just debating and kind of just having this internal conflict with himself about like who he's really scared of is himself. I guess from that one thing. The other thing though is we see like in the first episode we saw that Hope shot that woman that shot her mom. We see that Silas is just tore up because he just beat someone. I guess killed him. He must have killed the person. Because otherwise, why would he be that torn up about? This is 10 years later, and people are still feeling like this. Think back to Walking Dead. If Carl met these kids, he would just tear them a new one. I mean, Carl's dead, so I guess him being how he was didn't work out. Enid also dead. Henry's dead. Pretty much all the kids from The Walking Dead are dead. Yeah, so maybe it didn't really work. But yeah, like they seem like, I mean, of course they were sheltered, but they seem just like wimps compared to like what Carl had to go through in just a couple years to get how he was. And now it's been 10 years for them. They're still just getting torn up. They're still reluctant to kill empties. It's like, it hasn't really been 10 years until they actually prove to me and show me something I am satisfied with. I'm just not convinced it's been 10 years in a zombie apocalypse. Whatever, let's move on from that. So, Silas has been dealing with that. Hope's off on her own. It's kind of cool seeing her do all this. Still doesn't really do much. So then, our Silas and Elton are in the building, trying to open the door. Turns out, Felix and Huck are behind it. Okay, sure. They finally caught up. And they finally learned the truth that this was all our stuff the other day. It was Hope leaving the trail. Okay, and they were kind of being shitty, or Felix was kind of being shitty towards Hope, when it was actually ours. No apologies, but okay, whatever. Sure. Anyways, they're also kind of noticed that Huck seems to have some kind of beef with Silas. Don't know what it is. He's kind of just not exactly bitchy to him, but kind of just like just a little harsh towards him compared to everyone else. So maybe she knows more about his backstory, and that's why they didn't reveal too much about Silas this episode, because there would be more later. And maybe there'd be a time where we get to the episode where we're focused on Huck's flashback, that Silas will tie into that more too. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, this whole thing is very Lost-esque, with each episode focusing on each character's past, but just moving on from that. So, Hope finally getting to the siren has the brilliant idea, and I say brilliant because I actually mean it, of to fix something that's broke, you break it more. Because it does work. She ends up being able to just hand crank it, getting it working like that. You know, she kind of, you see her at one point just hitting it. And so it's kind of funny. This whole series, when I think about it, is kind of humorous with like a darker, negative zombie skin on it. It's, whenever I talk about it out loud, I always feel like this. But I am enjoying it. It's conflicting with what I'm feeling and saying, but hey, whatever. But yeah, it all works. She gives them the distraction they need. They're able to escape. Hope's able to escape a little bit. She kind of falls a little bit and hurts her ankle, so with a trip they're going to have to take, that's going to be a problem. There's one weird and dumb moment I don't get. She starts a fire with a lighter. That just seems completely unnecessary. One, it's a waste of a lighter. She just lights it, tosses it, starts a fire that doesn't really do anything. And already the place they're in is already on fire. It's like you're catching fire on fire. What's the point? Okay, that seemed like a dumb kind of moment. But I guess it kind of fits Hope's whole attitude. Her trying to feel more badass. And I mean, setting on fire is pretty cool and badass, so maybe that works for her. But she finally catches up to the rest of the group, regardless of her hurt foot now. Comes across this cool-looking, stuck-together zombies. Tries to escape him, doesn't really work. Iris comes them back up, and now we get to see, like, a sisters finally take down, I'm going to assume they're brothers, why not? And take them down, and it's like their first major kills, the first big development and step for them as to become an actual real badasses and getting that stuff done. Finally, instead of just leading away, instead of just kind of messing around with them, they're finally doing stuff, getting into the action. And it's a big moment for them. So they're finally able to escape. Silas sees like some tires about to fall, so he does like a less cool Jerry move and holds his opening for everyone. It was less dramatic than when Jerry does it in the cave in The Walking Dead, but I mean, it's a cool moment, I guess, for a kid. But yeah, okay. And then Felix almost ruins it too, Elton tries to go back, grab the bags that Silas dropped, and then that seemed like it was almost going to ruin anything. It didn't really do anything. It was kind of just a very brief moment of tension that amounted to nothing. So other things that happen in this, though. This whole time, Silas has been doing this stuff. He doesn't want to fight any of the empties. And it's kind of a weird thing. It's like he says he's scared of himself, scared of being violent. I guess he doesn't want to get too violent or physical with empties because he's afraid he'll lose control. That's what I'm thinking. So he just becomes a pack mule. Says he's strong enough to carry everyone else's stuff, so he'll do that. And then he pretty much almost immediately gets lost and distracted by an empty. And then he finds everyone. There's a lot of like brief tension moments that are resolved right away. Not really a bad thing, but when you think about it, everything is going to fall right into like a positive thing. I don't know if there will actually be any deaths for any of this group. For these 6 at least, so I don't know. The other thing is the building that we're in while they were waiting for Hope. It was really clean. It was really stocked for a place that's supposed to be on fire for 10 years. Maybe the fire isn't that old, but still, the whole place is covered in smoke. The place inside is pretty clean, pretty stocked, pretty well kept. So I don't know about that. That's a little, I don't know. Anyway, so you escape. I'm going to move on from that rant. And Felix is pretty much tells them, okay, we're going to go up to Omaha, they're going to transfer us back down. And they're pretty much like, nah. I'm like, okay. Pretty much that's enough to convince Felix that they're going to keep on this journey. I guess Hope's foot is better. They don't really show anything indicating that it's bad anymore. And then Hope finally tells Iris the truth about what happened with her mom. 10 whole years later. Like, I keep saying this, but how does she keep a secret like that for 10 years? I guess if you try really hard, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a 10-year long secret. But also, I don't know, it shows the guilt that Hope has. I don't know, I'm not completely convinced of it, but okay. Now, the end of the episode is also weird. We get to finally see what's going on with Elizabeth a little bit more. Some dude comes in and questioning Elizabeth's motives, saying don't know why she pretty much just annihilated a whole community. And that's what I'm assuming. He doesn't actually say who they took out, but Elizabeth is pretty much just saying she's responsible for taking care of everyone. She has to take out threats. And he's like, well, he didn't see how they were threats. And he's like, well, they could have been a threat. They're like, okay, anyone could have been a threat. I guess you can use that excuse for anything, whatever. But she does a weird power move, literally, by turning on the power for everything. To me, it just seemed like a waste of electricity, but it was the proof point, like, this is what we have, this is what we gotta protect. Okay, I thought she was turning stuff on because she was about to shoot him. No. I thought she just wanted all the noise to block out the gunshot. But anyway, she calls in a couple guys to take him away, to help him realize why he was wrong. Well, we're never going to see him again, probably. We're not. And then she turns on all the electricity again just so she can have a cry, because apparently she feels bad about this. Maybe there's another power that she's answering to, like, she's maybe just following orders, and she's just following this chain of command. You know, it was a weird thing to just throw in at the very end, and it's like they're trying to force the Civil Republic stuff into the story just to try to connect it to what's going on with all the other series. So yeah, it was weird, but okay, sure. But besides just what happens in the show, there's also the name of the episode that I was wondering why, and it comes from 2 poems by William Blake, The Tyger and the Lamb. Because I was wondering, why is Tyger spelled with Y? That doesn't make any sense. It's from the poems. Still don't know why it's spelled with a Y. I guess that's something they did whenever the poems were written. But yeah. Also, going back to when Hope was lighting the fire, the poems were being read. And like, okay, so when I was thinking of the title, I was like, oh, this is to refer to Silas. It probably still did, about him snapping, becoming a tiger compared to him normally being a lamb. And it goes on, his whole backstory always gets picked on, and then he could snap and become. And we see in one of his flashbacks, he finds the page of the poem that Iris drops, and it was also, Iris was kind of the first one being nice to him. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the title of the episode was referring to Silas. I guess they found the poems, thought it would be a cool reference to, and then just reading the poems was kind of weird, but I mean, hey, they're trying to add a little bit of that artistic value to it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm still just confused by the fire, if anything. No, the reason they did the fire is because it mentions it in the poem. They're trying to force too much stuff instead of just let it be natural. They're trying to make the references too obvious. Maybe that's it. But I don't know. Like I said, it's still my favorite of the first 3 episodes so far. No matter the weird things I say about it. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy it? Are you liking how the series is going? Let me know what you think in the comments. But if you like what I have to say, go and like the video. Want to see me talk more about the world beyond and all kinds of other zombie stuff, go and subscribe to my channel. You can see why I do all that. But until next time, I'm DAC. Thank you for watching, and bye.